Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Valor Pocono Raceway Cup Series broadcast. My name is Joey Stone, and joining me is Shady here in the booth. We are live here giving you live play-by-play coverage of the MinaPeach 200 at the Michigan International Speedway, what is bound to be an incredible race full of high-speed thrills through every corner with some amazing strategies and amazing passes. These guys have been practicing their butts off all week long for this event, as it is also the finale for the MinaPeach series as well. We will see who will take away a $50 prize as the race continues on. Love to see an amazing chat here, ready to go for some amazing fun. And let's bring Shady into the booth. Shady, it's great to have you in the booth with me as always. How are we feeling about Michigan?
Oh man, we are excited. If anything falls from last week, brother, oh man, we are in for even more of a treat than we were last week, man. Atlanta was such an awesome race. Michigan, I think, is going to be even better with just one more race in the season. The points are getting even tighter. It's getting that much more fired up and exciting there, man.
Definitely exciting for sure, and one thing that is definitely exciting is this track. We're going to Michigan International Speedway, one of the fastest tracks on the circuit for these guys, but that doesn't mean these guys are going to take their time. We've heard lots of rumors throughout the week that strategy is going to come into play in this event. Fuel, saving tires, maybe going for it at the beginning and then backing off a lot. Lots of strategies are going to play out in this race, Shady. Is there a driver that you are eyeing right now to maybe take advantage of those strategy calls, someone that you think will come out on top here?
I'm eyeing up JCR Clash, and our points leader. I was talking to him earlier this past week, and he was literally sitting there as I was talking to him, just asking him how he was feeling about this race. He was doing the math on this fuel strategy. Like you were mentioning here, Joey, the fuel strategy is going to play very, very interesting in the first two stages. Maybe not so much the third stage. But as you notice, we haven't had many cautions here the past couple races. No cautions at all. We're you know, the fuel strategy is playing an important. I'm looking at JCR clashing to see how he is, our points leader, coming into tonight.
Absolutely, and we had just got official word that we are heading to the track here at Michigan. We're about to show you that starting grid here from the MinaPeach.com 200. We'd like to thank MinaPeach here for being a part of the VRL series, sponsoring this mini series and also the league as well. These drivers have been racing their hearts out, trying to claim that $50 prize at the end of it, and only one driver will come out on top here tonight for that $50 bonus. We are joining the lobby right now, and we will get to that starting grid here in just a moment. Looking at the beautiful Irish Hills here of Michigan, one of my favorite tracks on the circuit to race at, personally for me as a fan, but also as a competitor. The field is now officially on the track, so let's go ahead and head to the track here as the drivers are officially getting into their starting grid formation. As you see Slade laying off here to get in the position he is supposed to start, and actually doing a little landscaping right there, giving us a little show here from the booth. And let's go ahead and show you your starting grid for the MinaPeach.com 200 here at Michigan. Starting in row one, he has been the most consistent driver all season long. It's going to be JCR clashing in the 51 with It's Your Bro Chase on his outside. Then in row number two, you got JCR JWoww is back, who won last week at Atlanta. Out on his outside, Mike Ross. In row number three, it's going to be Slade Gravett, your Watkins Glen winner, with Cyberon Bionic in the 6th position. Row four has a Heat Pro League veteran DK Brown on his outside, DB in the 95. Row five is going to be Flash 9 on his outside, as Brennan still looking for a solid start to his season. Row 6 in that number 8 machine is going to be Aqua Taddy, and on his outside, Into Town in the number 18 machine, looking for possibly a good run to start the rest of the season. Onto the second page of the starting lineup. In row number 7, you have Kill It Like Jason, and then That Man Perky in the 88 on the outside. In row number 8, it's going to be P. Cola Gator in the number 3 with Davey Allison, a newcomer to the league, on the outside. And rounding out is Sharpay in row number 9, and the field has went green flag here. We just missed it by a few seconds. But not to worry as they head into turn number 1, clashing with a commanding lead already. My goodness gracious, Clashing just said adios to the rest of the field. It's only lap 1 here.
I tell you what, he shot out of there like a rocket, didn't he, Joey?
Like an absolute rocket. I mean, but the crazy thing is here, we heard from Mike Bross before the race here that he mentioned that there was going to be lots of strategies in this race. And you would think, why here at Michigan? Why is there so much strategy here at Michigan? Well, when you really think about how long this track is and how much fuel is really stretched, especially with the tires, there's going to be lots of strategies played out here. The way this goes when it comes to the laps and the stages is actually pretty interesting here. When you look at the stages, stage 1 is 29 laps, stage 2 is 27, then stage 3 is going to be 38. That third stage is going to be very complicated because we don't know exactly how much fuel these guys are going to save. But speaking of guys who aren't saving, here comes the rest of the field.
And look at Slade coming on the outside in that 21. He wants to make a hard charge fast. Coming up on JCR Clashin in that 51, and Clashin, he's looking strong out front. But look at Mike Bross coming on the outside there.
The 44, Mike Bross, very well known to how to drive around this track at an efficient rate on the outside, looking to possibly take the lead. He goes to the outside of JCR Clashin down the back straightaway. Does he have a run? It looks like Clashin is going to lay off the throttle, move the 44 of Mike Bross to the lead.
And I'm wondering if that is complete strategy on JCR Clashin's playing that fuel strategy. Like you said, Joey, we had 29 laps starting off here in the stage 1. But remember, they ran 2 pace laps. So actually 27 laps worth of racing. But you get 22 laps to a full tank. So there's going to be some fuel strategy and some fuel savings, so I'm wondering if that is a fuel strategy right off of the get.
You know, and Mike did talk to us before the race here. Mike Bross is one of those guys who doesn't really like the whole saving fuel strategy. Me being someone who has raced with him plenty of times, he is someone who likes to go out there and show what kind of speed he's got, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And right now, him and Chase Williamson there, two guys who love to show their speed. They're leading this race right now. Single file choo-choo train all the way on the bottom. Mike Bross is in first. Chase Williamson is in second. Third is going to be Slade Graven. Fourth is going to be DB. And rounding out that top 5 is DK Brown with a solid start to the race.
I tell you what, I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to go back and look at the replay, but our last week's winner, JCR JWoww, has fallen back. Looks like he has some damage to his 95 Toyota. I'm going to go look, check on that replay and check in and see what happened with him.
Yeah, it looks as though JWoww, relatively a clean car here, though, on that 95 machine. Now here's the thing, Shady. We did talk about the fuel saving. Is this possibly a strategy move to maybe make it on one tank? Could it be just one stop? We're not sure. We're going to have to see how this pans out. Unfortunately, when it comes to what we have here up in the booth, we don't necessarily have those tools that the drivers have when it comes to seeing how much fuel these guys have. But we can always assume that a JCR guy is thinking of strategy. We know these guys pretty well.
I know him very, very well, Joe. Like I said, I spoke to both of them, and looking on the replay, it was an early spin that just had some trouble. That Innotown in the 88, the number 6 of Davey Allison, ended up getting together, and JWoww was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So that's why you kind of see some guys spread out here. But, you know, we are in stage 1, so if you're going to have an issue like that, stage 1 is where you would want to have it. So you have plenty of time of catching back up and getting back up with plenty of time left to go here in stage 1.
Yeah, with this many laps left in the race, you can definitely not tell yourself you are out of it. Long way to go, especially at a draft-heavy track like Michigan. A few people in the comments have already said this is pretty much like Daytona and Talladega, but it's not a plate race, but it technically is. You be the judge of it. Single file still through 3 and 4. Mike Bross leading the field with Chase Williamson on his outside, but now looking to the inside. Here comes the 14. Battle for the lead across the line. Mike holds the lead here, but it looks like the inside's got a lot of momentum here. Mike Bross is going to try to apex that corner a little bit to keep that run. He sends it there, still side by side through 1 and 2, but out of turn number 2, Chase Williamson moves to the point here at Michigan.
And as we saw, if you remember, this track, as so many people have compared it to Auto Club. You remember Auto Club, or the first race of the season, how exciting that race was at Auto Club. This track is so much similar to it. They call Auto Club many times identical to Michigan, only popped up on bumpy steroids sometimes. But Michigan, so much like Auto Club, where we had our first race of the season. So this layout is not new to these guys. The length of the track is not new to these guys. I'm wondering you know, if they would take some of that knowledge from that first race and apply it here tonight.
You know, you can definitely use that knowledge when it comes to Auto Club to a track like Michigan, but the one thing that separates Michigan from Auto Club is the off-throttle time. We know at Auto Club you have to angle that corner a lot more and wait to get back on the gas than Michigan. Michigan's one of those tracks where, you know, you have a lot more grip than Auto Club. Auto Club, you get very, very loose off of turns 2 and 4. You got to be very careful where you enter the corner and carry your momentum back. So this is one of these places where these guys aren't necessarily going to get as loose, but you are going to notice, though, as the run pans out, which cars seem to have the better handling. Right there, actually, as we mentioned it, Slade looks like he just got a little loose there at turn number 2. So Slade might have a little bit of a loose handling car in the long run.
Especially coming up in early in the track with these tires, and these guys probably want, you know, these guys set some really fast lap times, you know, in qualifying. You know, these guys were putting down some blistering times during qualifying, so I'm wondering if these guys really did set it up, you know, loose, and kind of maybe make adjustments as the race goes on. You know, these points are really so tight with the points that these guys, every single point matters. And remember, Joey, like you were mentioning, we have that the gauge for wages competition tonight between Slade, JCR Clashin, and Flash, the top 3, fighting for that bonus tonight, that money bonus. So that might play a factor in it as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for my time racing in the Pro League and other events, money's money. Money talks big game. So if there's money on the line, you're going to go for it. That it's going to change the way you race usually, especially when there's money on the line. The aggression will definitely pick up later on. But we're seeing right here, you notice on our onboard camera here, we're riding on board with Favre. That is actually not Favre. Favre will actually not be racing tonight. This is actually Pro League veteran Matthew Heel, who drove for Joe Gibbs Racing in the previous season in the 51 machine. He is taking part in this race for Favre and substituting. And right now he's sitting solidly right here. Matthew Hill is one of those guys who necessarily doesn't show his speed lightning quick. He's always kind of there at the end. He sneaks his way into a win right there. Very consistent driver. He's just kind of minding his own business right now.
And we have another driver that I'm not familiar with either, driving in that 25 Ally Chevrolet, and that's Sharp 24. That's a new driver to my eyes tonight. I'm going to keep my eyes on him and see how he does tonight.
Sharpay 24, someone that's actually ran in my sloppy lobbies before quite a few times, tends to have some solid speed on him, and right now he's holding himself pretty well right now, sitting with that second pack, not really losing the draft. Right now he is getting past. Looks as though he may have messed up a corner or two. He's going to try to find a spot here, maybe to get back in line. Not going to happen here at the moment, but this is a good opportunity for guys like Sharpay and for Matthew Hill. You know, these guys, some of these guys, you may not race with them a lot. Some of these guys you may race with a lot. You want to come out here and have fun, but at the same time you want to show, hey, I could be a full-time driver in this series and have a great time. So personally for me, I'm rooting for Sharpay. Would hope to see that 25 Alley machine have a good run here by the end of the day.
Yeah, taking a look back up front, these front four with Chase and Mike Ross, they're just kind of on cruise control with Slade and the 95 of DB. They're just kind of in cruise control right up here in the front. Looks like they're picking them up and laying them down at a pretty fast clip here. Yeah, setting a blistering pace, but also looking very, very smooth out there tonight.
Now that tells you right there, Shady, when we talked about before the race started, how these guys are going to attack this race right here. So what we can already tell here from the top 4 already, these guys are not saving fuel. They're not saving fuel. They're just going to go all outright speed here and see what happens. But let's go a little further back here, and I want to keep an eye, on a couple of these guys back here that I've been just kind of watching slowly but surely. I feel like they're on a particular strategy. One driver in particular might be Brennanator in the 16 car. I know he's got a little bit more speed than this, okay? He's been riding top 7, top 8 all season long. He is way outside the top 10 right now, just kind of sitting back there, holding on to the draft. Another driver I'm keeping an eye on as well is the 51 of Clashin. This is so unlike Clashin. He is way off the pace. What does that tell you? Fuel saving. Clashin looks like he may be trying to make it all the way on just one tank of gas here, maybe making it all the way from start to finish here to possibly steal a stage win. This is a developing story we're going to have to keep an eye on as the stage progresses.
I tell you what, I'm a betting man. If I was gonna bet the bank, that's exactly where I would bet it. Is that's a fuel saving strategy on Clashin's part. He's looking at long term. These guys like him, his teammate JCR JWoww, those guys look at long term. They're coming in this race 1 and 2 in points. They look at the long term. Yes, they absolutely want to win races, but they also look at long term. They're looking at points. How can we maximize the points in each and every stage throughout the course of a race? And watching these guys' strategy, as we look like we have some green flag pit stops coming on now.
And there they go. Here come the two leaders, Mike Bross and Chase Williamson here for a scheduled pit stop. They were not making it on fuel. Mike Bross did mention before the race that his plan was to not worry about saving fuel, but to go for it. Expect 4 tires here with 2 cans of Sunoco fuel. Maybe a little bit of an adjustment. Usually with these custom setups, though, you don't really see adjustments happening as often as you would with a fixed setup. Let's see where these guys end up as they leave pit road here momentarily. Looks as though 4 tires, and they should be heading out about right now. Yep, there goes Mike Bross, Chase Williamson, Aquatati, and DK Brown as more leaders are coming down pit road.
Yep, that's Slade coming down pit road. Slade coming down pit road now as well. He's look like he's going to get himself some fuel. That man Perky in the 88, he's also down pit road. So already seeing these strategies already playing out. We're gearing up to have an exciting conclusion here to stage 1 of this entire race, and just watching these different strategies, it's really going to be a lot of fun all night long.
Fun for sure. And Slade Gravett mentioned earlier that he is battling just a little bit of a loose condition in the draft. Might make a little bit of an adjustment here to fix the rear of that car. He is out and away with his 4-tire pit stop as he gets back in. Let's kind of circle our way here and see who our leader is. And right now our leader is going to be the 95 of DB, the 95 car of DB leading this race. Had a strong qualifying effort, Shade. He qualified, I believe, 4th or 6th. I can't remember off the top of my head. He qualified 4th or 6th. He's been sitting up there 5th or 6th all race long. He just gave the signal down to that he will be pitting this time. So let's see if Flash 9, Kill It Like Jason, and Sharpay are going to follow along with the 95 here. Let's see how his entry goes. Here he comes down the line. Slams on those brakes. Nice, clean entry for the 95 car.
And that's what we're going to want to do when you're making pit stops, just like any track, but especially here in this race. You do not want to have any black flag penalties here tonight. And we saw it like last week, where making that perfect pit stop actually worked out very well for the winner last week, JWoww. When I was on that screen and he made that final pit stop, I don't know how he got that car slowed down to where he didn't get a green flag or a black flag penalty on that. But it worked out perfect, where that's just the skill and the talent and the practice that these guys have and put into it, that a perfect pit stop can be the difference of a win and a loss. So it's really going to be interesting that you cannot make any mistakes on pit road.
No mistakes whatsoever. And look at Chase Williamson and Mike Bross on the outside trying to get their lap back from the 5 car by force, and looks like they will be doing so as the 5, 43, and 25 signal that they are coming down pit road this time by. Oh man, it looked as though Flash just got a little tight there in 3, almost runs into the 44. That could have been catastrophic, but we got Kill Like Jason in the grass. Looks as though they're all gonna make it down pit road, barely safe. My goodness, that was a close call for the 25 there.
Oh, that could have been heartbreaking for him in the early going here, but fortunately he's able to get down in there. He'll be all right. Get that fuel topped off, get to the end of stage 1.
And right now we're circling to see who our leader will be here as the pit stops are cycling through, as laps are winding down here for stage number 1. We are close to the end here of the stage. Just give us a moment here as we are catching up right now. And right now, your current leader, as we predicted early on, we were going to keep an eye on it. There he is, JCR Clashin in the 51 on a fuel strategy. Can he win the stage? We'll find out here in just a few moments. Looks as though at the moment they are coming to, I believe, 5 laps to go in the stage. 5 laps to go in stage number 1.
Yep, and there it is. There's that fuel strategy. Like you said, JCR Clashin with that fuel strategy. And also, look who's right behind him in second place. His teammate, and that is JCR JWoww. Both of these guys obviously are going to be on the same exact strategy, the same exact fuel save, and we're going to see if it works out for them. And they can
Oh,
finish.
that could have been super catastrophic for the 51. Looks like the 18 of Town got loose off of 2, nearly spun the car out. He saved it right in front of our leader. I bet you a clash in there, it might have had a little bit of a heart pump right there. Just a little bit of a heart attack right there, but it looks as though everything is A-okay.
Yeah, it looked like he definitely puckered up for sure.
4 to go here at stage number 1. Clashing's one of those guys that's very well known to know what kind of strategies to pull. The JCR guys are very well known for that, and I kind of had a feeling there was something going on when Clashing kind of gave up the lead very early on without any effort. He just kind of gave up all those spots, and when he lost all that draft, you kind of knew what exactly was going on. As we're just kind of keeping an eye on the 51 here. He is your leader. Looking around the track, really no interesting battles at the moment. This is the battle we have to keep an eye on. But the 51 really slow here in 3 and 4. Is he possibly out of fuel? He's
still fuel saving.
He might be backing it down a lot more. That's 3 laps to go here in the stage. I just noticed his pace seemed to have dropped off dramatically right there. So maybe, just maybe, this might be right at the line if he can make it. This is interesting here. We're going to have to keep an eye on him.
Absolutely, and the lead that he has on the rest of the field by staying out, it is a fuel strategy riding on car with him right now. That it definitely, he's not out of fuel. That's just complete strategy. Like I said, when I was talking to him, he was having it mathematically down to exact number of laps of exactly how much fuel he can save, how much fuel he needed to save to get to the end. So we're going to see if that math works out right for him.
2 laps to go here in the stage for Clash, and the pace has dropped off dramatically. We're getting reports, though, from JWoww that he only has 1 lap of fuel left in the tank. It's 2 laps to go. They're clutching it dramatically. The 51's pace is dropped off like a rock. Can the 51 make it around? Not just 1 more time, but 2 more times, as a matter of fact.
Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. It's going to be close, Joey. That's all I can say. You know, these tracks, you know, are known for their fuel mileage, and they're known for their, you know, the outcomes of these stages and races determine a lot of times not necessarily on speed on the fastest car, but on fuel mileage, which I agree with you. You know, like you were saying when that Mike was saying, I hate it. I don't like doing it myself. You know, I want to go full bore, and I'm going to go, like you said, you know, let the chips fall where they may. But that's what these guys make them champions. That's what makes them winners. That they know how to win on these tracks with these fuel savings and what they need to do. So we're going to see in here in another little bit if it pans out.
Out of turn number 4, it looks as though stage 1 will pan out. JCR Clash will win stage 1 on fuel strategy, and coming home second and third, Chase Williamson and Mike Bross after pitting not too far behind. Flash 9 and 4th, Slade Gravett rounding out your top 5 in stage number 1. So Clash takes home stage number 1 here on a fuel strategy, but right there, look what happened there, Shady. If you noticed, 1 lap or 2, and you had the 14 and 44 right on your bumper going for the lead on 4 tires and fuel. That's going to be interesting to see as stage 2 and the final stage pan out here. But we're going to see some pit stops here in just a moment and get a nice restart here for stage number 2.
Well, that definitely answers the question. You know, when we go into this next stage here on if they would be able to make it on 1 stop, and the answer is most definitely will be yes. So if you're, you know, if you're looking, you know, if you're the other drivers, you're paying attention to that. Does that change your strategy, knowing that JCR Clashin can make it all 27 laps of this stage 2? Does that change your strategy?
We'll see what happens as the green flag is now out for stage number 2. Clashin leads it, but looks as though, will he give up the lead right on the spot, side by side as they head into turn number 1. Chase Williamson, Clashin side by side. Clashin with the lead at the moment, but Chase Williamson fights back on the outside on his quarter panel, looking to get a little bit of a side draft here with Mike Bross on the 51's bumper.
There goes Mike Ross looking underneath the Clash, and they're going to go 3 wide going into turn 3.
3 wide into turn number 3 here at Michigan. Move Mike Ross to the point. A strong move by the 44 machine as he takes the lead here in the Irish Hills.
And you know it, that Chase, it's Bro Chase in the 14, Chase Williamson in that 14. You know that he wasn't laying off; he's going for it too. So you're having a 3-4 car battle with Flash in the 5 car. He's looking to get up into this mess as well. Mike RPM in that 44. Mike Ross, he looks real strong in that 44. We've seen it all year long. We saw it last week in Atlanta. That 44 once again in that Petty. Back up front.
No doubt about that. Mike Brosh certainly has speed, and in a track like Michigan where just being super precise with your lane and what you do with your speed, that's a track where Mike Brosh certainly has an advantage at. And right now he is leading with Chase Williams in second, Flash 9 in third. Look at Sharpay, the newcomer, the rookie of the lead, up in P number 4. How about that for the 25 car?
Having a great run in the early going here in stage 2. You know, really getting the feel and, you know, let these guys see how he raced. We mentioned it last week with the newcomer, Davey Allison. You know, with his first race here, you know, kind of want to get your feel with these guys, let them get the feel for you. But that 25 is Sharpay. He is going for it early and having a great run and showing some real good speed there, like you said, Joey, in P4.
Want to report that we had a crash in the back. We did not see it on our cameras. JWoww looks as though he is destroyed in the front. One of the drivers who was saving fuel to make it to the end of the stage now looks as though he is way too far back to have that strategy even work for him. Tough break for last week's winner, but thankfully there is a final stage.
And I'm going to go back here on the replay like I did earlier in this first stage. And JCR JWoww, like in the first stage, he had that issue where he got caught up in an incident and got spun around. And I'm going to take a look at the replay and see what happened.
Oh,
here.
it looks as though he might just downshifted. It looks like if you look around the screen, and I'm aware you guys cannot see what we're looking at. We have a separate broadcast of a POV of the 95. It looks as though he just downshifted, and the car just spun out.
That's exactly what happened.
So
wow,
it looks as though maybe part of that fuel strategy was the 95 was maybe trying to go to a different gear, a fuel-saving gear, and might have hit the wrong gear, misshifted, and that will easily, if you go to the wrong gear and it's too much high RPM, your car will hook to the right and spin out. So it looks as though a driver error on the 95 part has taken him out of this stage.
And unfortunately, with that heavy damage done to that front end of that 95, he's going to have some major aero damage, so he's got his hands full. We are in stage 2, so he does have some time to catch up. He might need some help, but we're going to have to keep our eye on that and see what happens with JWoww the rest of the stage and the rest of the race.
Speaking of the rest of the stage and the race, how about DK Brown in the number 7 car? We talked the last couple weeks how the 7 just really hasn't had the runs that he would have hoped that to have. But right here, sitting solidly in 5th. He was around 5th or 6th earlier in stage number 1 until the fuel strategies came into play. Right now, just sitting here, right in that top 5, hanging out with the rookie Sharpay in 4th. So good run for DK right now.
And we've seen this happen. We've seen DK all season long has some really, really good runs. And we spoke last week, you know, with a couple of these drivers just seem to be snake bit a little bit. And DK Brown, I think, is kind of one of those as well. He's just kind of been snake bit where he's been in position to really get some really good finishes, and always seemed like something were to happen, not even on his own accord, and just getting caught up in somebody else's mess. But right now, it's early here in the stage 2. DK Brown in that 7, once again back up into that P5. So hopefully, I'm pulling for him that it stays just like that for the rest of the race for him, and he gets himself a good, solid finish.
There's Flash 9 and P number 3. The number 5 Hedrick Motorsports machine has been very strong all season long. Hasn't really gotten that first win, though. Just seems every time, right at the end of that race, whether it's the wrong strategy call or just not at the right place at the right time, that 5 has just seemed to misfit through lane by just a hair. Maybe today can be the day for that 5 car.
Absolutely, and like we spoke last week, Joey, that with these races, and we saw it last week in the win with JWoww last week, and having that perfect pit stop, and you just have to be perfect in every aspect of the race, almost through the entire race. I mean, you can make a mistake early. Usually, sometimes you can make that up. You get help with some stages, maybe some cautions, but we haven't even seen cautions. So you can't even play that in a factor. So you really have to be pinpoint perfect to really put yourself in a position to win. And hopefully, Flash 9, he doesn't run into any issues and he gets that perfection that he's been looking for, and he gets that eluded first win.
Absolutely, and a lot of these guys would love to get their first win in what a season has been for guys like JCR Clashin, Mike Bross, Slade Grave, and Chase Williamson, who have been pretty much the dominant front runners so far this season. But the beautiful thing about this league, Shady, is that it can turn around at any time of the season. We can see Flash 9 go on a 3-race win streak. We can see DK Brown get his first win. We can see, hell, we can see Sharpay win this race and go on a tear. So it's just the beauty of this league and the multiple talents that we have in here, how things can change rapidly. But want to mention to everyone back watching the race, and to you as well, Shady, one thing you want to notice how there's more cars now in this lead pack than when there was in stage number 1. I got a feeling, as it looks like, so DK might have just scratched the wall a little bit, but he'll be okay right here. He's still got the draft. Looks as though they're trying to communicate a little bit and say, hey, if we draft with each other and push each other all the way to the pit stops, meeting the delta, we should be able to catch the leader depending on the fuel strategy, because you saw in stage number 1, Mike Bross and Chase Williamson only needed one more lap to catch up to Clashin in order to win that stage. So looks as though these guys are trying to work together a little bit more, get a little bit more time on the fuel guys, to once the pit stops cycle through, they'll be able to catch them at the end of the stage. So this is going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely good point, Joey. Absolutely good point. Man hit the nail right on the head. That these guys, these 5 guys, these top 5 are nose to tail in that snake line. They're not even trying to pass each other, and so they might be working, all 5 of them working together, just like you said, that you have 5 cars, you can put down some good speed, some good lap times, and really make up that ground before you get to that car, so you don't have as much ground to make up, and be able to catch that 51, if that's in fact what he's exactly doing in this stage, which I'm pretty positive and looking like it. That's it worked in stage 1, it would work definitely in stage 2. So I think that's what his strategy is. So you might be hit that nail right on the head. Those top 5 guys running nose to tail like that. It's really going to be interesting as we get to the end of the stage if we don't have that crazy caution.
That's what happens when you race in the Pro League for 2 seasons. You just know the strategies, you know what's going on. The more cars that are together during a fuel racing type of event, those guys don't care about the fuel. They're either saving fuel or they're going crazy. And right now, with the pace they're going, these 5 guys right here are trying to push the limits as much as they can before the pit stop, to when they pit and they get out of pit road, they'll be able to catch up to the leaders and maybe go for that elusive stage win. Pit stop should be right around the corner here in just a matter of a handful of laps, as the stage is definitely winding down. Looks as though we are about to hit 15 laps to go, if not 14 laps to go when the leaders come around, if I am not mistaken here. We'll get clarification by Leo. It'll be 14 to go, as there's JWoww. We mentioned he was in that big wreck early on. He's going to go a lap down here. Fortunately, though, no one else is a lap down in the field, so he should be able to get his lap back unless something happens to someone else, maybe a pit speeding penalty or another wreck or so. So if you're a JWoww fan, no fear. Should be back on the lead lap here after the stage. But yeah, long way to go for that 95 car.
Absolutely, and he won that race last week. You know, he doesn't have that JCR in front of his name for nothing. Very smart driver, very skilled, very talented. That goes without saying, but very experienced.
Drama on pit road. Drama on pit road. We just caught it the last second. Looks as though something must have happened on pit road. I don't know if all the leaders made it. Sharpay looked as though he passed the orange cone, so I'm not sure if his pit stop is going to cycle through. Looks as though the 25 again catches a lucky break, somehow makes it onto pit road. We caught that at the very last second. I'm not sure if someone just got loose or if there was a lapped car. Not sure what the issue was right there. But what we're going to do here, guys, let's go watch the 51 of Clash in here and see where he comes out of all this, because that is going to be the driver we're going to be watching here for the fuel saving. He knows what he's doing. He's in the middle of the backstretch right now, going into turn number 3. So right now, he's ahead of the leaders. He is ahead of everybody right now, trying to save fuel. The longer this run goes, the slower he's going to get to try to make it to the end. So now that we know where Clashin is, let's see where the leaders are. So Clashin hits the line about now, and It's Your Bro Chase is exiting turn 2 right now with a lot of cars to draft for support. So this could work out very well for those guys who pitted.
And especially, it definitely shook things up as Sharpay was able to beat Flash 9 and Chase Williamson and Mike Ross out of the pits. So Sharpay in that 25, he did not get a penalty, and he beat all of them out on pit road.
Could be a change of events here. Could Sharpay maybe steal a stage win? The rookie coming in here and showing, hey, I deserve to race with the big ones here. Looks as though he may be able to contend for a stage win if this strategy plays out.
Absolutely, and it's interesting to see these guys pitting, you know, with plenty of fuel left in their tanks. So, you know, they're only pitting long enough to get an exact amount of fuel that they need. So they've got both stages, they've gotten exactly to the halfway point of the stage, and then making the pit, getting the pit stop out of the way, and taking it to the end. Where usually you would think that they would run it all the way down to the end, and think and maybe play the fact that maybe a caution, that elusive caution does come out. But these guys are pitting early, right after that midpoint of the stage, getting in the pit road and topping off that tank, so they're good to the end.
Take a look at this. Sharpay getting passed by Flash 9, the 14, and the 44. Flash looks like he may know, hey, if this cycles out, this is for the stage win. Looks like Flash wants to take the lead away from the 25 car. If it cycles out, Flash could win this stage. But right now, at the moment, looks as though our leader is going to be DB in the 95 car at the moment.
And unfortunately, as you see, that it's now only a 4-car lead pack, as the 7 of DK Brown out of that pits was not able to keep up with those top 4 cars. So he is not in that draft with that lead pack.
Tough break there for sure. For the 7 of DK.
He's still in 5th. He's still in 5th, so he's still in top 5. He just doesn't have any drafting help whatsoever. He's single dingle without any drafting help, so he's definitely going to lose time to those top 4.
Keeping an eye here on DB, someone who's had a very quiet season so far this season, but he's got Galaxy, aka Cyberon, back there in 2nd, drafting with him. So how far will the 95 and the 4 go when it comes to fuel and pitting? Have they been saving this entire time? This is what makes Michigan very interesting, Shady. So many strategies, lots of speed, but also lots of lowering the RPM to make sure you can make it to the stages. So this is just going to be really interesting to play out. And look right there, looks as if the 4 is going to be pitting this time.
Yep, the 4 definitely looks like he's coming in to pit this time. And DB, he did not. So DB, you know, you wonder if those guys were working together, but I'm not sure if they're just on different strategies or different fuel strategies. But now DB in that 95 does not have any drafting help. He's single dingle by himself, so he might want to think about getting into that pits the next time around, because he could really lose out without any drafting help, and that other pack that's 4 strong with those other leaders. So now things are starting to get dicey all the way around this track.
Laps are winding down in stage number 2. All eyes on DB in the 95, if he will pit or if he will be stretching the fuel. And here comes the 95. He cannot make it on fuel. He will be pitting this time around, and looks as though right here out of turn number 4, seeing if he is still our leader as the pit stops are still cycling through. Yeah, 95 is still your leader at the moment. No lead change yet. Interesting to see here. Who will be your leader?
I think he's definitely going to lose it here in just a second. It's a splash and go. So here he comes out of the pit. He's coming down pit lane to make an exit. So we're going to see here in just a moment.
New leader, Kill It Like Jason, confirmed in the 43 machine. He is your leader. Kill It Like Jason, a quiet race so far. He is now your leader Curious to see if he can make it on fuel.
And here comes Chase Williamson, Mike Bross, Flash 9, and Charpay. They all go around 95 a DB. So he did lose those positions to that group of 4. But he's able. Look at this. He's able to pull into the back and trying to hang on to that draft with the 18 of Eneltown. I think Eneltown in the 18 is going to lap down, but he might play a factor into this and make this a 6-car pack maybe. We're going to see about this.
Interesting stuff for sure as the laps are winding down. Killer Like Jason still leading, going for another fuel strategy. Earlier this season, I remember he went for a fuel strategy stage win. He was so close, maybe like a lap or 2 short of going for that stage win. Killer Like Jason, known for his fuel-saving tactics. Right now, he's looking to get that stage 2 win as we keep an eye on that 43 and the 3 car behind him as well.
And the other 95 car of JWoww came down to make a splash and go pit stop as well. So we saw in the first stage he did not make that pit stop, and this time he does make that pit stop. So we're going to see how interesting how this plays out for him at the end of stage 2, and trying to stay in that lucky dog spot so he can get back on the lead lap for stage 3.
And Killer Like Jason steal the show here in stage number 2 and go for a win. Looks as though he may have learned something from stage number 1 when it comes to the fuel saving. He's on that apron. The pace isn't really slowing down for that 43.
No, he's still gunning it. He has got that accelerator all the way down, and he is taking off. He is gonna looks like he might be rolling some dice. He might just say, hey, let's go for it and let the chips fall where they may. And he might be letting off a little bit. It looks like he's running a little slower RPM, but he's got that thing down. He's definitely looks like he's going to try to make it. I think he might try to roll some dice here, Joe.
I think the 3 may have ran out of gas. Looks as though the 3 is way off the pace. The 43 now way off the pace. He might be sputtering. The 3 might be out, though. Yep, looks like the 3 is out of gas. The 3 is out of gas. I think it is now 2 laps to go in the stage. 3 is definitely way off the pace. Can the 43 stretch it to win stage number 2? Where is Mike Bross and Chase Williamson and the leaders? Let's check that backwards camera. Don't see them yet. There they are. The leader, the pack with the 4 tires and fuel. They just left turn number 2. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch Jason. I believe we're coming to the white flag here for stage number 2. This is going to be really interesting here. I'm eager to see if the 43 can make it on gas. This might be, if this is the final lap, we do apologize. We'll see. And that is it. That is it. Jason wins stage number 2. Wow, what a strategy by the 43. I was not expecting him to make it. And Kill It Like Jason steals the show here in stage number 2 with that stage win. Ooh, the 43 up to the front.
Wow, that was impressive. Kill It Like Jason, really impressive. I wonder if that was planned out or he had to change that on the fly and he took that from stage 1, or if that was planned out. But either way, Kill It Like Jason comes home, takes home that green-white checker to stage 2. Congratulations, Kill It Like Jason.
Congrats indeed to the 43 machine. I believe that is his first stage win of the season. It's been a little bit of an up and down season for that 43 machine, but rest assured, there's got to be a smile on that face right now as he's leading this race. Brand new race here in stage number 3. 4 tires, 2 cans of fuel. He's your leader. And check out the Richard Petty teammates, the 43 and the 44, both leading this race as they come to the green flag here to start stage number 3. The final stage is now underway. Green flag is out. And we are underway for the final stage at Michigan. Will the aggression pick up here as they head into turn number 1? Track position means everything, but so far the fuel has been the name of the game. 4 tires, 2 cans of fuel has not been the answer so far. Here comes Clashing on the outside, down the back straightaway. Flash 9 with a huge run onto the inside. Does he take it 3 wide? They stay 2 by 2 as the single lane on the bottom has most of the momentum. But here comes Flash 9 looking to possibly make it 3 wide. He doesn't have the run. He did peak there, but he's going to bring Flash 9 with him. Mike Bross on the inside, Sharpay on the inside, along with DK Brown, while Clashin and DB fight on the outside. 3 wide by Mike Bross there for second.
Oh, wow, we're getting real tight here. And you know, we're in stage 3, so the fuel strategy, I think almost maybe out the window. They have to make one
Oh, what a crossover!
Ooh.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Sharpay. The 44 just pulled an ultimate slide on the 43 for the lead. Move Mike Bross up to the front. He wants the lead. Look at the 44 go. Mike Bross showing that he has the speed to win this race. I tell you what, I tell you what, man. If this race comes down to speed, watch out for that 44. He looks fast out here today.
Oh, definitely. That 44, he is showing and flexing his muscle. Look at him pull away, even with the draft in effect here. You look at him pull away and get a little bit of breathing room, as down on the backstretch that Killer Like Jason is able to kind of reel him in a little bit. But look at him dive down to the 3 and flash underneath the Killer Like Jason. So the Killer Like Jason now stuck on the outside here a little bit as the train goes underneath. And these guys, they are gung-ho now. Like I was saying, man, that fuel strategy thing, everybody's gonna have to pit no matter what. Once this stage, everybody is going. It is go time at stage 3.
Now here's the thing that is interesting. Do you try to save a little bit of fuel to where that final pit stop is a short pit stop? You still take the 4 tires, but maybe you only have to take 1 can of fuel, 1.5 cans of fuel, 2 tires maybe, to where you can make it to the end. Is it just go time now at this point? Chase Williamson, oh, it's a little contact, 4 wide back there. Matthew Heel takes it 4 wide, nearly passes everybody, and somehow makes the pass work. What a move by Matthew Heel in the 17. He just gained 3 spots in 3 and 4. Wow.
Wow, that was real impressive. And this getting real dicey back here. And one little side note that we were talking about last week's winner, JCR JWoww, that at that last stage, JWoww actually did not get that lucky dog. Ingletown in the 18 car got the lucky dog and is back on the lead lap. So JCR JWoww still is 1 lap down.
Tough break for the 95. He's gonna have either a manual caution or an automatic caution to come out if he wants a chance to win this race or at least get a decent finish out of it. Tough break for the Atlanta winner from last week. He had so much momentum going into this week. Looked as though he had everything going his way. Just took a little bit of a mess up. But Flash 9 going for the lead here with Mike Bross. Looks as though the 44 just got a little loose out of turn number 2, and he's getting a huge push from the 51. Move Flash 9 up to the front.
And speaking of momentum, we were just talking about momentum. There goes Flash 9 in that 5 car. He's got Clashin right on his bumper, giving a push with Kill It Like Jason. Mike Bross, he's a lone wolf now, stuck on the outside as the train goes up underneath of him. We saw this happen all week last week, getting stuck on that outside. And now we're going to start to see the 7 car. DK, he's going to get up there and give him a little push. But here comes Flash 9 and JCR Clashin running 1-2. Now trying to break away from this pack a little bit as Mike Bross and Kill Like Jason are side by side, 2 by 2, behind Clashin and Flash 9.
Side by side from about 3rd on back. Clashin and Flash 9 are loving this. They are single file, pushing each other to try to get away from this draft. Kill It Like Jason, nice little rebound. He's back up to 3rd. Look at the 95 of DB, still a solid run. DK in 5th. Mike Bross trying to get back in line there in 6th. Chase Williams in 7th. Sharpay in 8th. And that looks as though, I think that's Brennator actually sitting there in the 16 car. He's hanging in there with the lead pack. So good job for Brennator to kind of be in contention here.
Absolutely, and everybody, the whole front pack now is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars back. But that second pack is right on the heels, so everybody's still right there together. We don't have 2 packs, so everybody's right into this. As you see, kind of that second group nose to tail, making sure that that front group does not get away from them and pull away. So everybody's in this. This is wide open, up for grabs now, as we're going to have a change for the lead.
Change for the lead. Looks as though we have a battle, or at least trying to go for a battle. Kill Like Jason going to the inside as you're riding on board with DK Brown as they head into the entrance of turn 3. Kill It Like Jason goes to the lead, 3 wide for second. A little loose there for Clashin. Contact between DK and the 51. It halts their momentum, and that is going to help Mike Bross get back in line. And that's how quick your race can change here at Michigan. Mike Bross goes from 6th to 3rd in a matter of a few seconds. Jason leading. Big contact from the 95 on the back bumper. Mike Bross. Man, they're all making contact here. It's picking up here, Shady.
It's getting real. It is go time. We're in stage 3. Every point matters. And like we were saying, for a few of these drivers, they're racing for money, Joey. They're racing for the green money. And here we go, another change for the lead.
Another chance for the lead out of turn 4. It is go time. Mike Bross leaves his teammate out to dry and pushes the 95 to get that momentum. Move the 95 of DB up to the front. DB, a solid race, all race long for that 95 machine. He's been consistent all race long. Is this the opportunity for the 95 to hit victory lane? Only time will tell.
The draft in that we're going to have that one pit stop, so these guys are going to have to make a pit stop. Anything can happen, but right now he's exactly where he wants to be. He's out in front of this. He's out in front of the lead in the entire pack. He's exactly where he wants to be. He's got Mike Bross right behind him. Just run your line, run it smooth. You'll be all right. Everything's fine. Let's get it.
Check it out, that man Perky riding on board with the 88 car. He's been fairly quiet all race long, but there's one thing about Perky I know from racing with him: don't ever count him out. You can see him there at the end anytime, any day. We're riding on board with him right now in that good humor machine, and right now he ain't having any humor in that car. It is a bloodbath here on the track. These guys are going crazy for every position, but we talked about, Shady, it's go time now. Everyone's trying to get in line. Actually, as we say that, looks like Perky got a little bit tight right there. He sent it a little too much right there, lost a little bit of ground, but thankfully he's got that draft on the outside.
Every point matters. Every single point matters. Every single position matters, as this point race is so tight that just one spot can make a big difference and make the difference. As we're kind of starting getting into that schedule now, where you got to start thinking playoffs are coming up. What do you got to do to get in position to get into those playoffs? So one spot can make the difference between getting in the playoffs and not, even here at Michigan.
And everyone's thinking big picture right here. They want to win $50 from MinaPeach for sponsoring this mini tournament throughout the season. 95 and DB saying, if I win this race, I have a much better chance of making the playoffs. Mike Bross, Pro League veteran, looking to maybe get his first win as Chase Williamson makes a huge move on the 43. Somehow makes it work as he clips the apron. Everyone gets out of it A-okay. That is a pro-like move from the 14. Jason ain't having any of it. He's looking to maybe try to make a run, but not enough right there. And I think we have a battle for the lead as well. Here comes Mike Bross on the inside of the 95 of DB. Can Mike Bross take the lead back with the help from Clashin?
He's got the help of Clashin, and two monsters right there at the front, back, nose to tail. Mike Bross and JCR Clashin, two heavyweights, nose to tail. They're going to push forward and take 1, 2 respectively, as DB is up on the outside. Here comes DK in that 7 car now. He's battled back up there in the top 4. Watch that 7 car, and there's that 14 right behind him, Chase Williamson. He's right there. He's lurking like Jaws right there. Here he goes. Makes his moves right there from underneath the 7 car going into turn 3.
Do or die, time to make moves here for these guys as the laps are winding down. Looks as though we have about 23 laps to go here at Michigan. One more pit stop still in effect here for these guys, but when will they pit? I'm telling you right now, Shady, from driving in races like this with these guys, the key thing right now, stay with the draft. Do not lose that draft. It doesn't matter if you're running 12, 13, 14. If you are in that main pack of the draft, you have a shot to win this race. Stay with the draft. It's right there. DB gets loose out of 2. Maybe the save of the race, but look at that momentum he's losing. Here comes DK Brown with Chase Williamson pushing him. DK Brown looking for P number 3, and he will take it. DK up to the top 3.
And DB in the 95, he's the odd man. He's a lone wolf now, stuck on the outside, as he's got to try to battle his way back on the inside, because that can be a long train. And look at Slade in the 21, jump up to the top side to give him some help. Gives him that push going into turn 1. just enough push that he needs so he can stay up here with this top 5. Here's Killer like Jason and DB side by side. Man, these guys are really going for it here, Joey. I mean, it is go time. I mean, you can't put it any other way, as it is go time. These guys are laying it all on the line right now.
Well, let's think about it, Shady. When you pit here at Michigan, more than likely, where you come into pit is where you're going to come out after you pit. So every position does matter here. You want to be as close as you can to the front. You want to stay with this lead pack of cars. I'll be honest, Slade has been so quiet all race long. He started up near the front, fell to the back. Now he's up here in the lead pack doing his thing. He's got Flash 9 backing him up. Slade's also got his teammate Brennator back there. Slade almost hits the wall out of turn number 2. Saves it right there. Is Clashin pitting? Nope, we might have a battle right here. Clashin going to the front. Clashin, the fuel saver himself, looking to the inside of Mike Ross for the lead as they're side by side heading out of turn number 4. With both lanes having the same amount of help. The inside finally has more help than the outside, but Mike Ross leads this lap.
And you know Jason Clashin, he is not saving fuel now. He's going for the win tonight. He's not saving fuel anymore. He's going for that win. Now Mike Ross, he's got something to say about that maybe on the outside as he battles right back on the outside.
Still, side by side, a great battle for the lead. Right back there, you saw DK and Chase Williamson make a little contact in 2 and 3. That allowed the 51 to stay with the 44 because the 44 had lots of momentum. They're 3 wide back there. DK, little contact, and they're losing the draft. You cannot do that right now in these closing stages. They got to get back in line quick. And Clashin takes the lead.
DK was in the middle of that 3 wide sandwich, and he backed out of it. Going into turn 3, he thought better of it. Probably a good decision as he's fallen back in line. Lost a little bit of momentum, lost a few spots, but he's right back up there. They're looking underneath the 16 of Brennan. He's going to get right back up there. Watch that 7 car.
Here comes the 95. He was peeking to the inside of the 51, maybe for the lead. This is what this little second pack needed. They needed these guys to battle. This is going to allow Flash, Slade, Kill Like Jason, and everyone to catch up. And here comes DB. The 95 is pitting.
And along with the number 4 car, Cyberonic, so he's going to have a drag partner there.
But did they pit too early? Did they pit too early? Did they pit with not enough cars is the main thing, because draft is what's going to help you kind of catch up that delta to kind of get the lead back here. Mike Ross peeking to the inside. Here comes Mike Ross. He will be pitting this time. Does he have any friends with him? Let's watch the 44 here coming to pit row, because this is going to be very, very important for the rest of this race.
And like you were saying, Joey, you have to, when you pit, you have to pit with some friends. You have to pit with
and he
draft
decided
help,
not to.
so.
He decided not to. He decided to stay out. He looked that he had no friends coming in this time. Smart move by Mike Ross. Probably told himself, I can stretch it another lap or 2 until other cars come down pit road. That's a pro move right there. Being patient when he has to pit.
And here comes the 8 of Aquatati. He's coming down pit road as well. And I think the 18 of Venaltown's down at pit road as well. So now we're starting to see a few more guys now making some pit stops.
And back here, as a lot of leaders are pitting, I'm noticing the 4 and 17 are very, very off the pace. Here comes the pit stops. We got Clashin, Mike Ross, Flash, Slade, DK, Brennanator. Everyone is coming down pit road right here. This is the pack we're going to have to watch out for. If they all come out clean and draft with each other, this pack is going to have the most momentum and probably circle out as the leader, but we'll keep up with it here as we kind of circle around to see who your leader is now. It is going to be Chase Williamson in the 14 car.
And like you said, now, as we saw, it was very, very touchy. That could have been very, very dangerous when you get a whole group of cars coming down pit road like that. A lot of times you can be a fault and not on your own.
Oh, Jason spins! Jason spins! Jason has spun on the pit road entrance. He misses his pit road entry. He went through pit road as fast as he could, locked it up, spins before pit road entry. He just lost so much time, more than likely the end of the race for the 43. Tough break for Jason.
Oh, man, that is absolutely heartbreaking. Winning stage 2 and having trouble getting on the pit road. Absolute heartbreak for the 43 car. Absolute heartbreak.
and he just got on pit road, guys, so he may have just ran out of fuel. When you run out of fuel, you can only go 2-3 miles per hour. And look at this. Here comes Chase Williamson off pit road. Here comes that lead pack. Will Chase Williamson circle out with the lead? Actually, right now, no, DB has the lead because he pitted first. He's all by himself. But here comes that main pack of cars. Chase Williamson is going to lose a whole lot of track position here. But if he can keep up with the draft, he'll be okay.
Wow, what a change of events. What a change of events as everything shuffled out in that pit stop. And we kind of anticipated, Joey, that, that pit stop was going to change things around a little bit for somebody. And it certainly did. As we see Chase Williamson now going underneath a Taddy. He's working himself back up there. He's going to get through the field. He's going to have something to say about this before it's all said and done. As you got those two heavyweights, Clashin and Mike Bross, now back out in front, running 1-2, Slade in third, and Flash 9 in fourth. So you got the heavy hitters up front now.
Look at DB just sitting all by himself right here. It's a good thing and a bad thing. He doesn't have to worry about any traffic. He doesn't worry about anybody passing him, but he's going a lot slower than the leaders. And right there, look at Mike Bross. He just took over second place. He's got Slade Graven on his inside, backing him up with Flash 9, it looks like there. So once they get this big run DB, Mike Bross is easily going to try to take the lead here. But they are approaching lap traffic. And who is that lap traffic? The 43 of Jason.
And DB, that number 95, he looks like he might be in a sitting duck position because you got four of these guys. You got Mike Bross, you got Slade, you got Flash 9 and Clashin all running nose to tail as they are coming fast and furious on DB. So when they got that speed and they got that momentum, he's just kind of a sitting duck. And you see it all the time in Talladega and Daytona where you're just that sitting duck. But he's trying to hold on himself, but it's going to get real interesting as they are reeling him in faster than you can reel in a fish.
I got to give you an A+ for that reference right there. Mike Bross is definitely leading the field here down the back straight. But you can see the front bumper, that 44, getting bigger and bigger as the laps wind down. Right now, it looks as though it's going to be a 5-6 car pack contending for the win, but fear not, there is another 5-car pack just maybe a second behind that pack. So what that pack needs is these guys to start battling, stop drafting with each other. That's going to allow them to catch up. So I still think it's anyone's race, but right here, we're seeing some battles. Chase Williamson looking to the inside of Clashin. He takes that spot away. Mike Bross inching closer and closer, not only to the bumper of the 95, but maybe the first win of the season for that 44 car as the laps wind down.
And I think we got about 10 to go. We'll have 9 laps to go this next time by. So it's now show what you've got. It's show your hand here as Mike Bross is coming hot and heavy on DB in that 95. He's looking in that mirror, and it's saying objects in mirror are getting closer than they appear.
Here comes the 44 of Mike Bross. He may have caught the 95 at the worst time possible. Maybe not. He might get a big run here out of turn 2. Could have timed it perfectly. He goes to the outside, but Flash 9 dips on the 5. Contact between the 44 and the 5. And Chase Williamson now follows the 5 down the back straight. Mike Bross just lost the potential spot to take the lead away. I bet you Mike Bross is not happy about that. Now the 95 blocks the 5 below the apron. They're 3 wide, and Mike Bross somehow takes the lead. What a move by the 44 car. Chase Williamson up to second. Huge blocking by the 95. One may say unnecessary blocking, as now Mike Bross takes the lead with Chase Williamson in second. Oh my goodness.
And look who you got in third. You got Flash right there in third, and right behind him he had JCR Clashin. So he's gonna have something to say with all this. But dudes, you got those two heavyweights, heavy hitters right now up in first and second. So now we're well under 10 laps to go. We'll get a lap count as soon as we can. But now we're gonna really start to see the winning strategy pay off. What kind of move can you make to win? What position do you want to be in? Do you want to be in second? Do you want to be in third? Or do you want to be the leader and block the whole field? We're going to find out here in just a minute how this is going to unfold.
Every block matters. Mike Ross needs to play defense the best he can. Looks as though he may have messed up. Chase Williamson to the inside of the 44. The 44 with no help whatsoever. Mike Ross might have just thrown the race away, but never say never. Now Chase Williamson moves up the track a little bit. Flash 9 looking to the inside of the 14, and he looks like he may get there. Possibly. 14 throws the bumper on the 5.
Oh boy, and Mike Ross going to go all the way back to the end of that little line, as now things are starting to flip-flop around here a little bit here. We got the Flash 9 going, getting caught to the outside. It's going to open the door for the 21 and the 51. Here we go for fight for a second. Oh, and they get right back in line. Fighting down the backstretch. Going to go side by side again. They're going to go into 3.
They got to stop the side-by-side. They got to try to get a run on Chase Williamson. He's one of those guys that's so fast everywhere we go. You got to get a big run on him, take the lead away from him, and put him to the outside. That's the only way you're going to beat the 14 car. They're too wide back there fighting for 3rd and 4th. I don't know if you should be doing that right now. You got to get up there and get rid of that 14 car and pass him. That's the only way one of these guys are going to win this race. Flash 9 2nd, Clashing in 3rd, Slade in 4th, and Mike Ross in 5th. Chase Williamson loving this view that he has right now. They are not catching the 14.
Right, we're at 6 laps to go. We're going to have 5 laps to go the next time they read the stripe. So if you are 3rd and 4th, you have to go. You have to get around the 3rd and 4th, 2nd place guy. If you're going to have a prayer getting into the win, as we see Clashing now sitting right there behind Flash 9, in 2nd, trying to chase down that 14. You got a little bit of space now between the 51 and the 44, between 3rd and 4th. A little bit of space opened up, so you got a little bit of a 3-car breakaway between Chase, Flash, and Clashing with under 5 laps to go.
5 to go as they head down the back straightaway here. Chase Williamson not necessarily has not been dominating this race. He's been sitting around 3rd, 4th the whole time around, just kind of playing the fuel strategy, not necessarily the fuel strategy, but pushing it all the way to the max. It looks as though maybe the cars that had the most speed are going to come out on top here. Clashing sitting in 3rd. He's been playing the fuel strategy all day long. He's up here. Mike Ross in 4th. DB in 5th and Slade in 6th. You can't count those guys out yet. 4 laps to go at Michigan.
Oh, it's getting tight. They are getting tight now. Oh, man. Let me ask you, Joey, which spot do you want to be in? If you were riding in one of the top 3, which one do you want to be? Would you want to be 1st, 2nd, or 3rd? Where would you want to be right now?
I'll be honest, I want to be the leader. You want to hold that bottom. It's very easy to hold the bottom. All you got to do is drag that brake a little bit. Most of these guys, I haven't really seen the confidence with some of these guys to go below the white line and make that move, and I think Chase knows that. He's being aggressive. He's going to hold that bottom. He's going to drag the brake if he can. Flash 9 needs to know that. He needs to force the 14 all the way down he possibly can and scare him to give him room.
Chase Williamson is a champion, and I would, like you said, I would probably want to be the same thing and be able to have the control of my own destiny being out front. And Chase Williamson is a champion. He knows, there he goes, dropping down to the bottom. He's protecting that low side. Oh, giving him the high side, but he's protecting that low side. He is not going to try to let Flash 9 or Clashing or both get underneath of that 14 car. As we're getting ready to come to the stripe now, we're getting close. We're getting to the end here. We're getting down to the wire.
2 laps to go here at Michigan. Flash 9 all over the bumper of the 14 with Clashing in 3rd. Mike Ross, DB, and Slade in the 2nd pack. They're going to need something to happen if they want a shot. Flash 9 has come so close all season long to that win. It's been a season of ifs, ands, or buts. He needs to make something happen here. He needs to get aggressive and make a move. Go to the outside. Maybe hope the 51 goes with you. Dive bomb the 14. He has to do something. They're coming to the white flag. Still no move by the 5 yet as Chase Williamson increases that gap to about a car length and a half out of turn 4 as they come to the white flag.
It's going to come all down to the marbles here. 1 lap to go as we take the white flag, Joey. 1 lap. Here goes Clash.
There he
and
goes!
they make contact of 14.
There he goes!
One.
Flash 9 makes a move on the 14. They're side by side. More contact as they head out turn number 2. Clashing giving the 5 car a huge run down the back straightaway. Flash takes the lead. Clashing up to 2nd. Does Clashing have anything for the 5? Looks as though he may have messed up.
14 back underneath of the 51. With Mike Ross in the 51.
Here comes Flash out of turn number 4. Chase with a huge run. He looks to the outside. It won't be enough. Flash 9 is going to win it at Michigan for his first win of the season.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Flash 9.
Wow.
So many times finishing second and third all season long. He kept the patience, he kept the confidence, and it awards him with a victory here at Michigan for the MinaPeach.com 200. We will wait for confirmation to see who won the MinaPeach showdown here as we wait for the results to come in. But Flash 9 has got to be going crazy in the cockpit. He made the move, Shady. He did what he had to do. We mentioned that he had to get aggressive with the 14, and he made the move probably when the 14 was not expecting it, and it paid off, man. It paid off. What a run for Flash 9 in the 5 car.
It paid off with a dub, man. It paid off with that W. I mean, that's the only move that he could have made. I mean, Chase Williamson was blocking like a champion would block. I mean, not given an inch of space. Flash 9 made the only move that he could make. And there was contact made, a little bit of a bumper run. Call it what you will, but you got to do what you got to do to get a win here in this kind of a league with this kind of talent and competition. What a race. Absolutely what a race.
What a race indeed. Flash 9 gets his first win of the season. The VRL PCRS League does not disappoint once again. A crazy finish as Chase Williamson gets dethroned from the lead. We've seen Chase Williamson hold on to leads all the time, but Flash 9 figured out, play a great game of chess with him, made the move when it mattered. He was aggressive when it mattered. He's going for a win. It's a thumbs up in my book. We got to talk to Flash 9 here in just a second as we get our drivers in here, the top 3 finishers of the race, which I believe are going to be Flash 9, Chase Williamson, and JCR Clash, and I believe are your top 3. We're going to get these guys in here. My goodness, Shady. What a race. I mean, lots of strategy, lots of great battles there at the end. I thought maybe Mike Ross had it sealed, but looks like the car just pushed a little bit. It wasn't where it needed to be. The Flash 9 comes out on top.
I tell you what, I mean, it was changing hands left and right. I mean, it was very interesting to see as we came down to that wire there when Flash 9 made that pass on Chase. And he had the help of clashing with him, and I mean Chase, he saw that crease just a little bit to come right back underneath Clash and on the crossover, made it work, and it was just, you know, we saw there was that 3-car breakaway. I'm not exactly sure what caused a little bit of 3-car breakaway. I wanted to see Mike Ross really get up there with the power that he had and see what kind of difference that he made. But it was what it was, and Flash 9 did what he needed to do to get that win, and he made it work. So you got to give credit where credit is due. He did what he needed to do. Hats off, job well done, got the win.
Absolutely, and we're going to talk the number 5 of Flash 9 as there he is, virtually celebrating with the crew and everything. Let's grab him right here. Flash 9, you got a copy, my man?
Hell yeah, I do.
Flash 9, we talked about it. Every time you've been in the booth here, how close you have been to winning a race here this season. You come so close so many times, and finally it happens for you and this 5 team. Talk us through that finish right there. What was going through your mind? When did you know it was time to make the move on the 14?
Holy crap, I'll try to remember it the best I can. Well, Chase is one of my best friends on this game, so he's helped me a lot, you know, with so many different tracks and all that, and I was going to help him as long as I could. I didn't want to make a move too early and allow, you know, Mike and that second pack of 3 catch back up to us, so I tried to stay there to the white flag, and I knew he was protecting, you know, all the way down the back stretch the laps prior to that. You know, we weren't in the same party to communicate anything, and felt going into turn 1, that was the only spot I would be able to surprise him, as well as, you know, I didn't know when Clashman was going to try to make his move as well. So, group of guys, I couldn't ask to race against for this win. I mean, this one is so huge. Um, where the field is so close, just try to stay clean, stay in line, make some good moves throughout the race, and um, to battle with Chase like that the last couple laps. I mean, couldn't have done it with a better guy, and I'm just extremely proud right now.
Absolutely, and like we mentioned, how you've come close so many times, keeping that patience and that confidence that that first win was going to come at some point. Was there any? I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what to ask you about this race. I mean, because you've been so consistent, and you were just kind of right there, kind of flirting. You didn't really go out there and lead a whole lot of laps tonight. You were just kind of sitting there, minding your own business. Kind of talk us through those last 10, 15 laps. What was kind of going through your head? What kind of moves you had to make, and how you timed it all out?
Through the various leagues that I've been in, VRL, I race FRR on Sunday nights, and I race with Favre and Chase over there as well. And a lot of the races, over the past couple months, I've gotten really good at finishing second. So, um, the only thing was, maybe get a little more aggressive with my final move. Um, we're all going to be friends after this no matter what. So just tried to pick my spot, not do them dirty or anything, not dive in and knock them up the track. But we're all here to win races, not to just sit and ride. So, um, I rode behind him as long as I could, made the best move I could. It worked out, 10 out of 10. And I can't believe it, man. You know, for some reason, I've run really well at Richmond. Richmond's my home track now, but I grew up 45 minutes from Michigan. And it's so weird that this is my first VRL win. It's just really good timing. Um, and I want to shout out my new teammate in the 25 Sharp. This was his first ever custom race, period. And got him set up. We had the same car, same gears, all that stuff. He ran a great race tonight. Had a little trouble in the last stage, got caught up in a wreck, but he did a great job in the 25. And then, great job by everyone else. It was a great race.
Absolutely. Well, Flash 9, go celebrate this win. I know you've been waiting for it for a long time. Congratulations on the win. Well deserved and well done.
I appreciate you guys a lot.
That's Flash 9, the number 5 car, your winner. Now moving on to second place in the event. I believe it is Chase Williamson. We'll make sure Chase is there. Chase, you got a copy with us?
Yes, sir.
Chase, I know you hate finishing second, but talk to us about that race. Obviously, I must say you are definitely one of the best when it comes to blocking, when it comes to leading the race and everything. Talk to us what happened those last few laps. I'm hearing a report that there was a little bit of lag there going into turn 1 on the final lap. Kind of talk us through there what happened at the end.
Just a little driver error on the 14. Kind of. I didn't really know what Flash was going to do with about 5 to go. I knew Clashman was behind him. I knew Clashman was probably going to go, but I didn't. I knew he was going to try and pass Flash probably to get behind me, to get in second to a striking position. Because third, you really can't do nothing really. But I was kind of defending, trying to keep where I thought Flash knew the 51 may go, so he might go early. But I kept defending a little bit. And I don't know. I think I just messed up coming like cross start finish line and kind of moved up half a groove maybe up off the bottom and gave him a lane. He took it. I mean, good clean race. What nothing he done wrong. No nothing. Got in turn 1. And I was like, I got lap fresher tires. He's gonna be pinched on the bottom. I'm gonna just gas up on the high side and come up off turn 2. And hopefully I can get a good run. And the time as soon as I got gassed up, pointing straight up off the corner, I think his car like lagged in, like he shot up the track real hard and then shot back down real bad. And he hit my left front and it knocked me up the track almost into the wall up off 2. But it wasn't nothing he did. It's just his lag. And then so I kind of just played getting in 3 and 4. And I think his lag got the 51s. And I just scooted on for second. And then I knew I wasn't going to win coming up off the 4. So I just pushed him, kind of well, I went to the outside fake, and I know I wasn't gonna win, but I just want to say congrats to Flash. He's been probably one of my best friends on this game, and if I ain't winning, I'd rather see him win any day. I mean, that's a good win for him, and
Hey, that's what it's all about. Just a bunch of guys going out there racing. Might bash some heads here and there, but we're all friends at the end of the day. And great battle there between the 14 and the 5. Chase, good job on your second place finish. I know it's not what you wanted, but hey, can't complain about second. We'll see what happens next week with you.
no sir. See ya.
And moving on to our third place finisher here, it is going to be JCR Clashin. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he won the MinaPeach Showdown. We'll get confirmation here in just a moment. I was told that somebody from JCR won it, but just want to get confirmation here before, if anything. Clashin, you there?
Yeah, I got you.
Flash and P3, my man. I mean, we saw the fuel strategy come into effect there in stage 1. Kind of had a feeling that was what kind of be your strategy there. Stage 2, you got a little bit more racy there, and stage 3, you just kind of put it in full effect there. I got to ask you on that third place finish, how did your race go from start to finish? And in stage 3, was there any fuel saving whatsoever from anybody, or was it just all out the whole time?
It was just all out stage 3. Stage 1, I kind of figured I was going to save fuel because to save that 7-6 laps, you had to start right away. Stage 2, I went in a race and just run it like a race, but I got put into the wall, and then it kind of just forced me to save to get as many points as I could.
Gotcha. So, and if I'm not mistaken, did you win the MinaPeach Showdown?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Well, there you go. Hey, everybody, JCR Clashin right there wins the MinaPeach Showdown. Congratulations on that. Obviously, for the MinaPeach Showdown, you have to have the best average finish or the best finishes in the 3 races, which were Watkins Glen, Michigan, and I believe the first one, what was the first one again? Chicago. There it is, Chicago. So congrats on that, man. That just goes to show you your consistency in this league. Talk to us what it's been like this season. You've had lots of success, and how does it all come to effect here to be this successful this all the way through the season so far?
It's kind of what I pride myself on. It's expected for me to run at least top 5, I want to say, but the last 2 weeks have been pretty horrible. I've ran into the 44 car now twice in a row and cost him a chance at a podium, so it has me a little bit down, but he isn't going to buy that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I saw that contact between you and the 44. We all know Mike Ross, very good racer, good friend off the track, but when it comes on the track, he's aggressive. He leaves it all out on the track, and he'll show his anger and his emotions, but that's what the racing's all about. That's what's going to happen in these races. I'm sure you guys will patch it out and everything. Clash, and congrats on your MinaPeach Showdown win. Congratulations on the third place finish. Way to keep it consistent, and we'll look forward to see what you got next week.
Yeah, thank you, and congrats to Flash 9 on his first of many victories this season.
Absolutely. Flash 9, a great win. Some congratulatory messages there from Chase and Clash. And just goes to show you, Shady, how well these guys all interact with one another. It's just a big racing family that likes to get together and compete on the track, but they all support one another off the track as well. Great race, nonetheless.
Absolutely, man. I mean, we've been seeing it all season long. It's been getting heated up here these past couple races, and congratulations, Clash 9, on getting your first win. Congratulations, Clash, on winning the MinaPeach Challenge there. Like you were just saying, Joey, I mean, everybody's, mostly friends off the track. They'll go out, buy beers and each other, hang out. It's with whatever, but when they get on the track, the gloves are off, and been putting on some fantastic racing over the course of the season, and it's just getting heated up as the points races really getting tighter. I'm really curious to see how the points shake out after this week, but man, what another finish, what another race. Absolutely, these guys are remarkable, absolutely tremendous.
Absolutely. It's kind of making me want to get out there and make a start this season, Shady. So I might have to get back out there and race with these guys once and get back in the booth. But nonetheless, a great race here from Michigan. The MinaPeach.com 200 did not disappoint, with Flash 9 picking up his first win of the season on a last lap move on Chase Williamson. That leaves Flash 9, first time winner of the season. JCR Clash and win the MinaPeach Showdown, and us here up in the booth with a big smile on our faces for yet another amazing race here for the PCRS series presented by VRL. Just an amazing event all the way around, guys. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Joey Stone. He is Shady, and we will see you guys next week. Congratulations to Flash9 on his win, and JCR Clashing for winning the MinaPeach Showdown. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week.